Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Zodiac. How you doing today? So I'm just gonna do this quick update, and then we'll get right into it. So, just number one, just want to say hi everybody. Welcome to this fabulous Spooktober, and I plan on having at least one episode a week this month. Yeah, one episode a week compared to my god awful. Hey, what happened? What happened to him? Is he dead? Basically, I mean, I had a life, I had school, I had stuff to get used to, I'm settled down, I'm ready to work. Now, welcome to my 10 rules to survive a horror movie. Let's start with the most obnoxious and very obvious one. Rule number 1. Keep it in your pants. I cannot tell you surprisingly how important that rule is. For whatever reason in horror movies, though, you always have a bunch of horny and hormonal teenagers who are like, "Oh, hey, we're at like some kind of location that really doesn't matter, like, and anything could happen. Let's have sex because no one's here." No, do not do that. That is one of the worst things you could possibly do. Number 2, never travel alone, which is what I call the buddy system. Obviously, for those of you that don't know what the buddy system is, let me explain it. You go in groups of 2 or more. Always take your buddy. If you want to go somewhere, if you want to like take a leak or something, take your buddy with you. In most movies you have probably seen teenagers getting together and they're like in a cluster and then suddenly they disperse. This horribly ends wrong. So bad. If you want to survive, always have a buddy with you, or at least someone you can run faster than. If you're running for your life for any reason, always travel with someone. Like, you don't have to be the fastest. Just be faster than the slowest person. That's all that really matters. Rule number 3, don't be a hero. Now, I realize that some of these sound very similar to the movie Zombieland, but I can assure you most of these are yes, even in horror movies, these are very similar rules. Because that's if you're in some kind of movie and you're basically everything around you is dying, you want to try and follow these rules. And I'm speaking specifically for a slasher movie. Another rule you want to live by: survival skills. Which it also kind of goes with the whole don't be a hero thing, or the travel alone. I say that because survival skills, if you can outrun everybody else in your group, good for you. If you can't, you need to learn how to survive in any kind of surrounding. But in most of the movies, it usually happens in either in a house or a forest. I don't know why. It's always one of those two. You're either stuck in a house or somewhere in the woods. You need to learn how to survive on your own. Number 5, I call this the 5-second rule. When you have just escaped the killer, you have approximately 5 seconds before they find you. These are 5 very important seconds. If you are running for your life and you think, "Oh, hey, I'm safe," in 5 seconds, you're either gonna die, or you somehow find a way to survive. So yes, the 5-second rule, never waste 5 seconds. Rule number 6, look for openings. What I mean by this is, and the most logical one I could think of is when you're in a house and you're getting chased around your house. Don't stay in the house. Look for an opening. And yes, I say this, but If you're in the second story of a house and it's like, oh hey, either I can jump and break my leg, or I get killed by the killer, there's always plan C. There is always a third option. For example, the fourth movie of Halloween, if you're trapped on the roof, good. If the killer comes at you and he's on top of the roof, climb back down. Don't try and just jump off the top of the roof. That never ends well. Always take the safest for you, like physically the safest way for you to survive. Because for whatever reason, when people are in a panic, they don't, like, it's understandable, but they don't think clearly. You need to always think clearly. So always look for openings. Number 7. It's basically you need to learn your role in a horror movie. If you are the pothead, high chance you are going to be one of the first people to die. As terrible as it sounds, you are going to be the first one to die. The reason I say that is, and the reason I say learn what your role is, now me, I know what my role is. I am the very passive, I'm the passive guy who tends to know what to do in ridiculous situations. I'm very paranoid. I prepare. If you think that's false, you don't know me. A lot of my friends can safely agree I am very paranoid. For very, very stupid reasons. And once you know your role, and you realize, oh wait, I'm gonna die, you must do everything in your power to change your role. If you cannot change your role, you're gonna die. Rule 8. Surprisingly, this isn't Rule 1, I know. Grab a weapon. You have no idea how many movies I've seen. How many slasher movies I've seen where the main quote-unquote hero, or like just some random person, just stands there doing nothing and just gets stabbed to death. Doing nothing. They're just, oh no, I'm gonna die. Ah! No. Grab a weapon, even if it's like even if it's a chair. Grab something to defend yourself, because otherwise you're just trapping yourself and setting yourself up for failure. Rule 9, if you somehow manage to kill the killer, if you've seen any form of slasher movie or horror movie, the killer is never dead. The one chasing you is never truly dead. You need to double tap. And as terrible as that sounds, this is also horror movie logic. Until they are, which this also brings me to Rule 10. I call it the next step. As soon as you think they're dead, continue just butchering them. As terrible as that sounds, they are never truly dead until they are literally bits and pieces. And even then, I've seen movies where that does not work. So, if you really want a survival horror movie, kill the killer right away, chop him up, burn the pieces, and then just don't even dig them up. Don't even put them in a cemetery, because shit happens. Literally just take all the pieces of their body, spread them as far away as you can, because if you don't, they're gonna come back with vengeance, and that'll end even worse. So basically, even if you follow these rules, there's still a chance that the killer's just gonna come back in a sequel and just gonna destroy you royally. So I hope this helped you learn how to survive a horror movie. I'm Zodiac Zach, and I hope to see you guys next time. Later.